And then they put on the screen the first three women, and there was Flora, and then there was Shama, Tracy, and there was the other woman, Laura. And I looked at them and I told them I'm rooting for Tracy. And they said, and the winner is, because they said the winner, and then they keep quiet for a few seconds. I was waiting to hear the name Tracy. And then they said Flora Tera. I was like, no, they've made a mistake. So Sakina said, you're being called. I said, no. That's a mistake.
Flora Tera, a WaterFront Award 2019 winner. The WaterFront Award is a red carpet charity gala held in Toronto on July 19, 2019, celebrating the achievement of outstanding women in the Greater Toronto Area. Sponsored by Toronto WaterFront magazine, this annual event is in support of the Canadian Centre for Abuse Awareness, a national charitable organization since 1993.
My relocation to Canada was very tough, but I met very strong women that pulled me up.
Flora Tera is an international women's rights advocate who was one of the approximately 200 women that ran for parliament in Kenya elections in 2007. She was one of the several women who were abducted, tortured, and abused because they dared to run for public office in Kenya. Hospitalized for weeks and unable to canvass properly, lost her bid for election. Worse was still to come for TERAH. In March 2008, her only child, a 19-year-old footballer, was murdered in Nairobi. Flora was among the top 75 finalists in the 2013 RBC Top 25 Canadian Immigrant Award. She also is a nominee of 2015 Voice of Courage by the Refugee Commission Board. She is a published author of They Never Killed My Spirit, but They Murdered My Only Child, her autobiography, and her next book, Life Beyond the Pen, A Story of Triumph Over Pen, published in 2015. My name is William Muyuku. I met Flora Tera at her house some days after the gala. Flora, thank you for inviting us in your house. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
Yeah, we're doing very, very well. Would like first to know what does it mean for you to be nominated by WaterFront 2019?
Well, the nomination to me came as a surprise, especially because I didn't know actually who had nominated me, and I tried to ask most of my friends, did you? But I remembered that I had some time ago done speaking engagement with intelligent communities, so I guess that's where I got the nomination. And what mattered to me more was not actually the winning, it was the nomination itself.
When you walk in that room, did you expect to win?
I never expected to win the award itself because there were two ways of winning. You would have won through the jury selection and through people's choice. So I had not expected from me studying, seeing the very, very strong women who had done tremendous work all over the world. I'd seen all their CVs, and there were two in mind who I knew definitely these were going to win. So what I concentrated on was getting more votes so that I could be the people's choice. I didn't expect the jury to select me.
Yeah, talking about people's choice, you had many votes, really, if we compare to others people. And which are the organizations that really support you in the getting all those votes?
One is the Kenyan Women Living in North America. Acronym of that organization is called KWITU. And this is a group of 13,000 plus women who live in North America. Those women really supported me. Like I'd not asked for vote initially, but when I saw my votes were 200, I talked to the vice president, who is Mary Kim, and Riley Richards, and I asked them, can you please bump up support for me? So on June 17th, that I had only 200 votes on my birthday. And by the time I woke up in the morning, I had over 1,000 votes. So Kwitu was one of the organizations. The other organization was not an organization, but a group of women in Nairobi called Kilimani Moms, and also Materi Alumni. And Materi Alumni is the high school I went to. The high school I went to, they really gave me votes. So altogether I had 1,759 votes.
You told me when we were off microphone how you were surprised just for the first time. In the first category, your name came out. When they called you, you didn't believe it was you, so you didn't even go because you thought it was a mistake.
Actually, I was sitting next to Dr. Sakina, who I work with. And I'm going to talk about the other book that we are working on that is coming out this fall. Dr. Sakina and her spouse had come with me, and we sat down, and I was busy talking to the gentleman that was sitting next to me. We were talking about life and how I moved from Montreal to Toronto. And the first category was, okay, the first person to be called on stage was the life achievement. The person who was getting the life achievement award, which is Jane Augustine, a woman that I look onto, a woman that was the first black woman to be elected in federal Parliament Hill. So I listened to her, and I was not anywhere thinking I would even get into the first three. So they said the first category will be others. So Sakina tapped my knee, and I was like, yeah, but I've already been nominated, Dr. Sakina, so it's okay. Just the nomination has made me feel a winner. And then they put on the screen the first three women, and there was Flora, and then there was Shama, Tracy, and there was the other woman, Laura. And I looked at them and I told them I'm rooting for Tracy. And they said, and the winner is, because they said the winner, and then they keep quiet for a few seconds. I was waiting to hear the name Tracy. And then they said Flora Tera. I was like, no, they've made a mistake. So Sakina said, you're being called. I said, no. That's a mistake. I mean, I'd read their bios. I'd seen what they've done. These are great women in this country. I'd seen the tremendous work they'd done. So I knew there was nowhere that I would be a winner in this award. So they called the second time. And when I was just two steps to the stage, two steps from where I was sitting, I kind of was falling down. I had to hold myself on the chair. And then I went up and I asked the lady, you sure you read the right name? She said, congratulations, Flora. Yes, you've won. You're the winner of this category. And I didn't have a speech. It was off cap. So I did my acceptance speech just like that.
We don't see often African women winning or participating in this kind of nominations here in Canada. What gave you that boldness? You are trying to go beyond what you can expect.
I remember when I came to Canada 8 years ago, I came in a very raw person, very broken. And I kind of was not ready to give up. And I'd written a book when I was in Kenya, and the book was Out of Pain. And when I was here, the women that lifted me up were women in the political field. And I remember going to Parliament Hill, meeting a member of Parliament in Mississauga. I wasn't living in Mississauga, but Bonnie Clomby got me when I was completely raw. I remember Bonnie and I really crying so much in office in Parliament Hill. And she told me, Flora, you will make it. You are in a hopeful country. And then when I left Bonnie's office, I said, this lady is seeing something I'm not seeing. The hope has already flown out of the door, and there's nothing I'm left with. So why is she saying that there's hope in this country? I'll try and find out. She never gave up on me. Right now, she's the mayor of Mississauga. She's still, encouraging me to, to lift myself up. And those are the women and that help me. And I can't really name each and every one. That particular one I'm naming, I'm throwing that name because she is the first politician, because I came in as a political leader. She's the first politician I met. And she had all the time for me. That's why she's the woman that I'm naming in this interview. Mm-hmm. And I also said during my award ceremony on Friday, I said she's part of the group of women that said they're not going to let me succumb to the issues that I was going through, the desperation. They welcomed me in Canada. They took me as their own. They didn't see. It wasn't about. It wasn't about where I came from. It wasn't about my color. It wasn't about my race. It wasn't about my education. It wasn't about how I look like. It was about the tribe of a woman.
Yeah.
They saw a woman, and they saw a woman that had been so ambitious to run for office and to run for office against all odds. So that's why I'm giving this particular name, because these are the names that I will live with for the rest of my life. So later I wrote this other book that made the other book a little bit that would shadow the pain that I was going through. And the book is Life Beyond Pain. And Life Beyond Pain is a story of hope, a journey that was full of depression, but a journey that many Canadians and many people around the world have found hope in. So my category, the nomination category was author. So I would call myself now an award-winning author. So I'm so glad.
We are also very happy for you and proud of you, actually. And that's why AfriCanada today we choose, and we said we have to come. We won't let it pass like that. We know you wrote many books. What are the upcoming projects?
My upcoming project, I've got 3 major projects that I'm doing on the book, not other things, on the books. First, my audiobook is coming out in the next 1 week. The other one is a book from Scars to Stars by Calgary University. We are about 13 authors that have put our journey together, and it's a book on refugees. And right now I'm not a refugee, I'm a Canadian citizen, but it's a book about people who came to Canada and people who have made a difference in Canada. So the book is coming out in the spring of 2020. And the book that I'm very excited of right now is a book by the St. Mike's Hospital. It's called A Storybook Project. And this storybook project, it's about people who have survived suicide. I'm a survivor, twice survivor of suicide. And the other people that have, of course, put their story in, I would call them my peers, people who have also survived suicide. So St. Michael's ASR department has put in lots of resources to make sure that our stories are understood, like people who have survived suicide. So the project is called the Storybook Project, and it's coming out this fall, I guess September or October. I'm so excited about that because I want people to understand I'm a mental health advocate and I'm very passionate about that subject. So I can't wait for it to come out.
Does it mean that you dropped down your ambition of becoming again a Kenyan politician?
Yes, I didn't see that coming. But Kenyan politics is the same. I'd won an award in April this year. And apparently, I was going to Kenya in May of this year. So my people decided to do homecoming for me. And during the homecoming, the clan elders blessed me. And while the clan elders were blessing me, one of the clan elders asked me the same question. Are you coming? Are you interested in coming back to run for office in Kenya? You know what? I will give this answer with an analogy because I'm a storyteller and I love telling stories. You cannot take your child from a kindergarten all the way to high school and the university, they get a PhD, and then you bring them back to the kindergarten. And I am not demeaning Kenyan politics. All I'm saying is I do not see myself running for office, being nominated, or doing anything. The only thing I want to do for Kenya is to serve them from here. And I can serve them, I can do what members of parliament do, or what women representatives do, or what senators do, or what governors do from Canada. If it's raising money for them, I've raised money for some rape cases in Meru through Equality Effect. So what I'm doing for Kenya right now is looking for ways that people can go to Kenya and work in Kenya. I have worked with the Stephen Lewis Foundation. Humanitarian New, I've started gender-based programs in Kenya. I have been lobbying for organizations in Kenya. So whatever I would be doing as a member of parliament, I'm already doing it from Canada. So I will give other women that chance to run for office. We can't all be in the same basket together. There are a lot of women working in the constituency that I would have run. We have two great women working in that constituency. One is Kawera Mwangaza, who has been elected as a women representative. She's doing tremendous work. She's in the village building homes, taking children to school, taking women to hospital. She's doing tremendous work. So such a woman, all she needs to is to be boosted. And I'm in communication with her. If she wants any boosting from Canada, she's so welcome. So I don't think I would leave what I'm doing right now in Canada to go and work in Kenya. I still can go to Kenya once a year to continue with my project. And I bless that woman that is doing a lot of work. Kawera is doing so much work.
If you had last word as WaterFront winner 2019 to all Canadian, and especially us as African living here.
Do not underestimate yourself. And this goes to my people from Kenya and the African community, also the Caribbean community. I know the Caribbean community are doing so much. Going out there, there's a lot Canada has to offer. Canada is surely a country of hope. And there's so much that Canada has to offer. And Let us not sit in our cocoons and in our comfort zone. Let's get out there and work, because there's a lot of opportunities in Canada. Canadians have opened opportunities for the Black women, and it's about time we went and picked ourselves up and taken the challenge that this great country is offering. I'll give you an example of, and I know you're there, when I was meeting the Governor General, when we shared a platform with the first Black woman Governor General of Canada, the head of state, Michael Jean.
Yes.
During that time, Michael Jean told me that our own auntie, I told her that the only thing she can be is to work in a salon or be a maid. That's what the auntie had told her. But she told me, Flora, do not take anything for granted. This country offers hope. This country offers opportunities. And these are the opportunities that Canadians have offered me. And I'm taking each and every opportunity and running with it. So I really, really challenge Kenyan women and African women and the Black people, Black women of living in Canada, come out of the comfort zone and embrace these opportunities this country has given us. And you know what? Opportunity knocks your door once, so just embrace the opportunity and run with it. I'm so happy that she took the mantle and ran with it.
Thank you.